most to blame for Luck's early retirement?
I'm going to go the route of Jim Irsay,
Why?
owner for the Indianapolis Colts, because he left Ryan Grigson in there as the GM for those 5 years, from 2012 to the 2016 season. The first 3 years that Andrew Luck was in the National Football League, they won 11-5 each year. They lost a wild card spot. Then they advanced to the divisional playoff spot the second year. Then they advanced to the AFC Championship game their third year. During that period of time, Andrew Luck was sacked 100 times. During that period of time, he was hit about 200 times. Over the course of his career, Andrew Luck was sacked 174 times. Last year, he was sacked 18 times. That means, what do you got? 156 sacks that was on Grigson's docket in the time that Andrew Luck was the quarterback under his stewardship. He did not get the man an offensive line. He did not get the man a decent running game at all. The combination of those two things put immense pressure on him, and that led to what we've witnessed with Andrew Luck walking away. And the reason why I say Irsay is because Irsay is the one that was willing to let go of Peyton Manning, that talked about Andrew Luck and what he was going to mean to this franchise, that was hell-bent and committed. You got to remember, they cried together. I'm talking about him, Grigson, Pagano, okay?
Right.
And they talked about what the goals were, what the aspirations were, and there was friction once upon a time between Pagano and Grigson, according to numerous reports where Irsay was going to make a decision in letting one or the other go, and then he ended up keeping both of them. And so for me, I'm looking at the buck stopping with him, recognizing the fact that you got a franchise caliber quarterback who loved, of all, and you know this because you went to school with Andrew Luck.
Absolutely.
Of all the things that Andrew Luck was revered for, it wasn't just his ability, Will.
Yep.
It was the fact that he was considered a guy that was a football junkie, that loved and cared about doing nothing else other than playing football. So if you have that, for him to get to a point where he quit, it clearly is a health issue. You jeopardized it by not prioritizing protecting your franchise quarterback, and you, Irsay, the owner, had the power to make that happen, and you didn't prioritize it. Andrew Luck plays for the Indianapolis Colts. His job is to be quarterback. You are Ryan Grigson. You are Jim Irsay, the owner, overseeing Ryan Grigson. I got a franchise quarterback that is succeeding the great Peyton Manning. I'm telling everybody and their grandmama, we going to win a Super Bowl with this brother. That's why we can let go of Peyton Manning, okay? And I allow a subordinate to go about the business of drafting 3 guys before the 7th round in years where Andrew Luck is being sacked 100 times and hit even more. Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, all guys earlier on in their career who ran the football considerably more than Andrew Luck. Not that he can't run, but they ran more than he did. So them being subjected to more hits per game is reasonable to comprehend. Andrew Luck, being a guy that's capable of being a pocket passer, having the mass, the girth, the size on him, the height on him to throw over, offensive and defensive linemen and flinging that football down the field, to put him in a position where he was subjected to such putrid offensive lines for so many years to protect him is inexcusable. And the owner, Jim Irsay, owns that.
And I want to let
not
Ryan
Andrew Luck.
It is, and what that Ryan Grigson is responsible for is wasting and to some extent hurting the talents of Andrew Luck.
Okay.
But to say that he's responsible for his retirement today, I think takes Andrew Luck out of the own decisions in his life.
Fair question. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that Andrew Luck retired due to injury?
I think he'd do, yes, in part. It's the injury, it's the exhaustion. As he said, it's the rehab and the recuperation. But it's not because he couldn't play anymore.
I'm saying,
but it's not because he couldn't play.
Well, wait a minute, Will. He hasn't played really since April. I mean, he came back, he got some injury in April, and
he didn't say I'm incapable of playing.
But what I'm saying
he didn't say I have a career-ending
I'm not saying he said that. I'm saying we know that because they wouldn't put him on the field for preseason games. They couldn't put him on the field. He couldn't get on the field. He wasn't practicing. Well, he didn't practice OTA. He didn't practice the training camp.
Yes, he has
but I'm saying, so the pain,
injury.
So he kept incurring these injuries, and his ability to withstand it, to have that intestinal fortitude to overcome it, just wasn't there. Where'd that come from? That wasn't a problem. problem. That was a problem that was created by somebody else, not Andrew Luck.
I really am with Will's point about the ownership of Andrew Luck's decision, too. I mean, think about his mindset and who this guy is. As you mentioned, I did go to school with Andrew Luck. You know, the sports, I played basketball. He obviously football. Sports programs saw each other around. This is a very thoughtful, smart guy, super nice. Like, you would never know he was a superstar on Stanford's campus. In fact, even at Stanford's campus, they put athletes in different dorms. I saw Ramona Shelburne tweet this, and I was like, that's so true. Put athletes, not with their teammates, but with other people around the campus so they could also know that there are other people who are great in different things. Andrew Luck always knew that he could do more than football, that there are some people who see football as their only vehicle to success or fulfillment in this life. And I feel like I see someone who, like you said, has clarity, who was thoughtful, who's making a choice about his life.
He's making a choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen A. Smith didn't sit on national television and say Andrew Luck ain't making a choice. Stephen A. Smith didn't sit on the air and say somebody made the choice for Andrew Luck. Of course it's his decision. What are y'all gonna say next? The sky's blue? We get all that. What I'm saying is, what provoked it? Because we know, hold on. You know he loves to play. So
he also
apparently
loves
not anymore.
He loves his wife. He loves life. He's not
time.
Playing with the desperation that many players, perhaps who came from different circumstances or had a different philosophy on life, might have. Andrew knows there's much more for him.
I agree with that. What I'm saying is, at the end, regardless of all the very valid points both of y'all make, he quit because he's in pain. Why is he in that pain? Because they didn't protect him. If he was not in excruciating pain, constantly having to fight to be healthy, Andrew Luck would be playing football today with all of those things you just said, with the affluent background, knowing that everything is cool. He's going to be all right. There's a life beyond football. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.